What's up guys, this is Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh Arena Valor content. And as I told you in the last video featuring Arduin, I am about to upgrade my ranking a bit and I want to climb past Diamond 4. As you can see, I've played the second promotion game and I just said to myself I thought it might be a good idea to show you every single promotion game so that we can talk a little bit about the heroes that I pick and the stuff that I do, and that might be helpful for you guys out there. So in this video I'm going to feature Lubu, but I had the problem that my game crashed in the team composition selection screen. Therefore I had little time because I had to cancel everything, I had to reopen the game, everything had to reload, and therefore I had just a couple of minutes, and it was not enough to pick a jungler and to kind of change the talent from execute to the jungle talent, and therefore we're going with Lubu into the jungle without a jungle talent. I want to show you my build real quick. This is the build that I would usually take into the jungle, but in this case I have been building up Rank Breaker first, then I've went with the boots, and then everything as you can see in the build order, and afterwards I went with Spear of Longinus because I wanted to have this nice mixture between some damage and some armor, as you can see, because the rest of the build is a hybrid build between some damage and some armor and health points. Arcana wise I went with maximum damage, therefore we're going with normal attacks 45, armor pierce 100 and movement speed. That comes from Onslaught 10 times, that comes from Assassinate 10 times, and we've got Skewer in there as well. Enchantment wise I am going always with this build because it is basically the stuff that works best on Lubu. Shadow Blade is the best thing that you can do for him because Lubu is actually someone who can pull off 3 stacks with ease because he's got the S1 where he jumps a lot, and then you can get 3 stacks from Shadow Blade within just 1 activation. Deadly Claw to sum up things a little bit further and to get more damage, and then we've got Devil's Awakening because you are going to enter the fray with your second and your first ability, then you're going to pop ult, and then you're going to dash out damage in ult states, so you're going to reduce the cooldown with the Devil's Awakening afterwards. I'm taking Mark of the Frost because I find it quite useful if you manage to get under the tower and to kind of just freeze yourself so that the tower is eventually taking another target and you will be saved. And then we're going with Gunslinger to improve our stats even further. So that's the build, and if you enjoy this kind of content, I am always happy to get new subscribers because we are on the way to make the 800. 5 are missing in here we go again. Okay, misclicked because I've got all the cables on my mouse. Whatever, we're going to start with some gameplay right now. And here we go. I need to enable sound. There we go. Just wanted to tell my team that my game crashed because it's actually quite fatal if you are having no jungle talent. And you will see if you want to check out what's the difference between those two builds, check out another video here on the channel where you can see Lubu, I think with the current update. And I've got the jungle talent, and the clear speed is so much nicer. I actually had the feeling that it takes a lot longer without the increased bonus coming from the jungle item, and of course you're not leveling in the jungle stuff anyway. So yeah, well, here we go. We can't change anything about it. The only thing that we can do is to take our position and go in there because it's a rank match, so I wanted to win this. There are no losses in this kind of format because I want to, of course, have the promotion as best as possible so that I can climb higher without having to go through platinum all over again. So yes, here we go, focused, and what you can see is we have taken again blue side because we want to roam and get into the dual lane as soon as we hit level 4. It's not super important on Lubu to hit level 4 because you've got the strong ganking mechanism already from your S1, but of course it's always welcome if you have a level advantage over the enemies. But of course, as my clearing speed isn't as good as normal, I do have a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so we got some farm from the middle lane. That's always nice and always welcome. And now we can continue the stuff, because I saw that there's actually nothing bad happening at the bottom lane. We've got everything under control. Crixie is roaming down. Valheim has just killed Alice, and we have Crixie and Grok and Valheim, and everyone's there, so I'm fine. And I saw this composition and I thought, okay, this is a good idea to go and get the Abyssal Dragon. Unfortunately, I got to reset the minion camp here. That should obviously not happen, but it happens from time to time. And now we've got a really good chance to gank in and do some damage. So I was not holding back. I went in immediately. Popped ult a little bit too late. Should have done it at the beginning of the battle to get the attack speed increase. But, well, yes, it happens. And we've got plenty of time to get all the kills that we need. And therefore, it wasn't too problematic. So as you can see, Necroth is trying to get in here. But actually, Necroth isn't that strong at the moment. Like, of course, if a an experienced player knows how to play him, he will always have an advantage over not so experienced players. But this is basically platinum promotion, so it's either Smurfs or players who haven't really succeeded that well in the game, aka me. So there is not too much that we are expecting here from this outcome. No crazy pro plays, and as you can see, Valheim starts to ramp up. Like, third kill, pretty nice, and therefore he will get a lot more kills during the game, as well as the other Valheim. So we're good to go. It's always nice to have a fed AD carry, because that makes a lot of things easier, especially if you've got someone like Rock, like a really stable tank that can deal with a lot of things. So I was about to roam up to Omen and try to do something, but even if Baldoom is a really good support and he can work on the solo lane as well, he still has a little bit of a problem against something like Omen, because he can just push S2 and he's out for good, and you can do anything against it. So that is a problem, of course. So I misclicked here a little bit. That was the problem with the mechanics. Otherwise, I would have eventually been able to follow the flickered Omen and get the kill. But, well, yes, it happens. And as you can see, we have already started to build up some kills in advance, and we are on a 6-2 right now. So game is going good, and there's not too much to complain about. Of course, there's always something that you can complain about, but we're not going to do that in the current status of the game. So my game plan is basically going to farm a lot. As you can see, like, of course we don't have the jungle item, but that makes gold even more important, because we do not get anything from the jungle camps but gold. That's the only thing, the only currency that we get. I don't know what he was thinking about that. Like, yes, he pushed me away here, but it was so clear that this is not going to be any good. And well, they killed Omen with the help of Crixie. It was possible for Baldoom to get him, because he killed Omen. So that's a really nice thing. Oh, they've got little macarons in there. That's nice. And now there is a Valor. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what that was. So second kill for me. Thank you. And we are about to get back into the game. So what you want to do is you want to focus quickly on your target. So you want to gank, you want to kind of like complete the gank, and then afterwards you want to go straight into the jungle again to get some farm, to get some experience, and then afterwards you're going to check the next target. Ideally, of course, it is always at the end of the rotation, so you don't want to stop in the middle of the rotation to get to something. But sometimes it's just necessary, and you should be flexible and always keep an eye on the minimap to see where the action is actually happening. So I wanted to create some vision here, and it worked. And now he's like, well, should I go? Should I not go? Should I do something? And I'm a little bit late here, unfortunately. I think my controls were a little bit blocked. I had the impression during the game, but even if I'm old, so that's a good excuse for not being so fast with the buttons. just too fast for me. Maybe I should play Wild Rift instead, because it's not as fast paced. And now the Wild Rift players will be, oh, you have no idea, you've never played it. Yeah, well, I have, and it's not really suiting my playstyle. So here we go. Yep, again, farming is golden. So of course you want to farm as much as possible, going with Frost Cape. So I decided to go with my item plan as it is without the jungle item, and then switch something in, or like squeeze something in afterwards. And I had the idea that it might be Spear of Longinus, but I wasn't too sure about it. So I wanted to see how the game would go. Like, I could have gone in here, but I think it was a little bit too late. Like, if I would not have gone into the wave and pushed the tower, because that's basically not really that beneficial, I might have been able to save him, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Like, could have been or not, but again, we're sitting on a really comfortable 17-5, so I'm fine with that, because the enemies did not really push that much. So if they would have a massive counter attack and start pushing our lanes through, then I would have been a little bit worried. But at this state of the game, I'm fine. Like, I still got plenty of time. We are going in here. That was really, really nice. So ultimate thank you for getting another kill and the Azenkar kill here. And now we've got the right wave pushed, and we are able to get right into the tower. I don't know, this is so, like, to go in up front with Nekroth and try to catch the enemy is really, really painful most of the times. The life link is, the life leech or the health gain is just so incredible on this guy. So unfortunately I don't get him. And now we've got Nekroth back in again, another onslaught. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, offensive wise, like, if he would catch me off guard, that would have been, I don't know if he can kill Lubu if you got ult ready and you're able to get ult. Oh, that was bad luck. That was bad luck. She should have pulled a little bit back. But I don't think that Nekroth is too much of a competition against a Lubu. And I think I've got more kills than Nekroth right now, because, I mean, they've got 6 kills, so what are you going to expect from that? And that's painful. It was painful to play it, and it's even more painful to watch it. It was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you are the support. You're not supposed to be in the middle of the map when you've got 2 towers missing and you are about to get some farm in here. Like, what is the idea behind that? It's just making no sense. So I saw that something was going on at the bottom lane, but we had this tower basically already wrecked. So of course we're going to push in here. Valheim is here. We've got 2 tanks, and we've got the offensive capabilities to get that tower as well, as long as the enemy is not pushing. Could have ulted in here to get more attacks on the tower, but it was fine, so it was not necessary to take it. So I'm dragged away here again, and now I'm about to die. So this is fine. Like, I deserve to die because I've got already 7 kills, so that's fine in dying here. We've got the tower. We messed him up a little bit. Azenkar is dead again. He had no fun game at all. As you can see from the results later, that was a pretty unimpressive play. And I think because he did not push the mid lane so much, that might just have put the enemy team into the disadvantage. I mean, Alice was quite suicidal, but that, on the other hand, that's understandable if you want to save someone. But for example, the last kill that we got on her was completely unnecessary. That was like a void moment. I'm like, okay, well, I can push something in the middle of the game, and then I'm or not. Maybe it's just a big no-no. You can always ult Abyssal Dragon and try to solo it, because that should work fine as well. But in the end, at this, and now he has the tower. I mean, that's okay. Like, if you are going to be killed, but you do get a tower, that's actually worth it. Especially at that point of the game where when you are 18 kills behind, a tower is more worth than your little life. I mean, if you've got lots of kills and you've got like a good bounty on your head, I would not go in and do this. But in this case, I think the that wasn't too bad. 9 kills already. And I'm just like, well, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, my girl. And this is the 3rd one. So thank you, Mark of the Frost, that you have just got us into that position. And now this is a little bit risky because I'm really low and I don't have any minions to stack up my ult because the enemies are already in there. But I do get the onslaught, but unfortunately Valheim kills me here without a problem. I mean, I was just too low and I was just hoping that my team would go in right now, but look at the health bars. It's just not possible for them to do that. Crixie hasn't got the strongest auto attacks. Grog hasn't got the... I mean, he hasn't got any strength on auto attacks at all. And of course, now Nacroth can use his overall strength, which is mobility, and just farm Crixie quite easily. And of course, he's now like, if I'm already there, why not go into the enemy tower and just get it? So we're doing quite well. 11-2. 6, that's okay. I'm 7. I'm 2nd best in terms of the earned gold. And I just decided to clear the mid lane here without a problem. And now there is a Omen. And like, hey Omen, how you doing? And of course I do want to get that kill and I executed him just for the statistics. And I was like, well, if we are already here and there is a really big fat monster here, a massive one that we might use in our purpose, why not kill it right now? Because as you can see, the enemy is not focusing on the Darkslayer at all. I don't even know if they know that there's a Darkslayer in the game. Because that was so... I mean, you saw the outcome. We had Omen pinned at that point. Then we had stuff going on in the middle of the lane. All the people in the middle of the lane were suddenly away. So what might be the game plan? I think that Nacroth could have done better and just go into the whole sequence and try to fight them. I should have stayed here in the bush. Because now I can't do anything against it. I should have stayed in the bush and see what they do, and then I should have used my S1 to escape. That was stupid. That was really stupid. And now it's going to get this game into this kind of really gummy kind of state where it's going back and forth forever. And I was like, well, why did you split here? That was really my question. Like, no offense, but this is like, why are you split pushing if the whole team is about to get into tower range and to try to kill the core? And now we've got a Mexican duel. Both Valheims are dead. I mean, a dead Valheim is always a good Valheim, but the problem is if that's the case for your Valheim as well. Valheim, well, then of course it's not as good as this. So we've got Azankar in the middle. It's doing some Azankar things with sand, which is fine. And now we are about to get some Omen. Look, I'm pretty much under-leveled. Usually you should be Crixie report, that's nice. Usually you should be the one who is going to be ahead of everyone. But in this case, we bounced and jumped a lot. And I was like, ooh, Valheim is 15. I'm not. And now I'm going for the Spear of the Longinus. Still on cooldown with the Blade of the Eternity. I'm usually holding to it until the second buff has worn off. And then afterwards I'm going to take the Scythe or something else, which comes in handy. This is so fun. So, they got into Abyssal Dragon. They killed the Abyssal Dragon. And take a closer look on what's going to happen now. I didn't even pay attention to it. I was like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, huh? And that was the point where I realized it. They forgot to take the Dark Blessing. So guys, if you are killing the enraged Abyssal Dragon, the big one, like the big one with the crazy chaotic shards, it's dropping an item or some kind of... yeah, power that is going to resurrect you as it would be with the Blade of Eternity. So that's the whole deal about it. You get a buff for the whole team, you get experience points, you get gold, and one single person gets the buff. And this is indicated by this little, it looks like a little flower next to my name, like the purplish one. And that's all you need to use. Like that's the idea behind the dragon. I don't know. Many people forget it. They just kill the thing and then they're off. And I was like, oh, okay, we're now going to win this, and we won. So yes, guys, this was my Lubu jungle without jungle stuff build and gameplay, and I was surprised how well it worked. But it just shows how crazy good Lubu is right now. I think he is best solo lane and best jungler. If you ask me. Like one of the best, not the best. He is in the rank of best junglers and best solo laners. And I get MVPs again. So we've got Arduin MVP and now we've got Lubu MVP. And I think the next one will be a crazy loss, but I'm going to show you the game anyway. So yeah, stay tuned for the next game to come. I'm really satisfied with the statistics and it was a fun game to play. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And yeah, see you soon in today's.